Hello guys, welcome to Movie Mind YouTube channel. Today, in this video, I am going to explain to you the full story of the P-Mac movie. Let's take a look at the story of this movie without further delay. In a dark village, at night time, a girl is screaming from a house far away from the village. Her name is Nok. Nok is suffering from pains due to pregnancy. As there is no one accompanying her in that house, she shouts help, and pushes the lamp there without paying attention. Meanwhile, the lamp goes out and the whole house becomes dark. Finally the girl utters the name P-Mac in the dark. The next scene shows some soldiers in battle. We have reached the last stage of this war. The enemy has surrounded us. What should we do now? Ter lamented. Meanwhile, P-Mac hit Ter on the head and said, "If we are already scared to death, are you still scaring us?" Meanwhile, P-Mac, who was injured in the battle, was brought into a tent by some soldiers. Then P-Mac was crying with his friends, "We have to win this war no matter what. I left my pregnant wife near home alone. If I die here, who will take care of her there?" Later, 5 friends gather courage and run to war together. Meanwhile their enemies shoot them with guns. Then P-Mac falls down and says, "Wait guys, I forgot to tell you they have guns." In total, 5 of them help each other and get out of the war. Then P-Mac, with his 4 friends, says, "You all come to my house. See my baby, and then you will come to your village." They also leave for P-Mac's house saying that it is okay. Meanwhile, in P-Mac's village, Nok is carrying his newborn son, shouting P-Mac, P-Mac. Then the whole town will be dark. Hearing her voice, everyone in the village gets scared and closes their doors. Even the birds on the trees fly away. At a time when the town is deserted, P-Mac and his friends enter the town in a boat. There are no real roads in that town. It was a small town by a river, so everyone travels by boat. As the town is empty, P-Mac goes to his house wondering what happened in the town. After going home, P-Mac calls his wife saying, "Knock knock, I am here." But when she doesn't come, he goes to the swinging cradle in the house. He looks to see if his son is there, but no one is there. Meanwhile, suddenly grabbing P-Mac from behind with both hands, P-Mac turns back in fear. There his wife Nok's crying, "Don't you remember me all these years?" Hugs P-Mac and cries. P-Mac is also very sad and says that even though I thought I would die in the war, but love for you has brought me home. P-Mac also hugs Nok and cries. P-Mac's friends outside call him out. Then P-Mac picks up his baby next to him and comes out and introduces his friends to Nok. Apart from that, he will show the town early in the morning, stay here for a few days. He gives his dead aunt's house to his friends to stay. That night P-Mac and Nok sit outside the house in the moonlight and talk to each other very lovingly. Just then, P-Mac suddenly heard a noise and asked what it was. Nok jokingly says, "Devil devil," to make P-Mac cry. P-Mac is very scared and hides behind Nok. After a while, P-Mac realized it was all just to tease him and said, "Don't ever do that again, Nok. You know I'm afraid of ghosts." Hearing that, Nok's whole face changed and she was thinking something. Later, the sleeping child is cradled and Nok sings. Everyone in the village gets scared when they hear that song. Even small children are crying after hearing that voice. Next day at dawn P-Mac takes all his friends and goes to the market in town. To feed his friends good food, he stops by the shop of an aunt he knows. On seeing P-Mac, the auntie runs away saying that there is nothing to eat in her shop. No matter where P-Mac goes, everyone runs away in fear of P-Mac. P-Mac and his friends do not understand what is happening there. With that, he goes to another auntie's house he knows to drink palm juice. That auntie is also going to say something like, "P-Mac, are you staying here now? Does your wife know what happened? Look at Nok from between your 2 legs." Before this, auntie's son comes and shuts her mouth and says, "Drink all the palm juice yourself," and runs away. They all take palm juice and go home. P-Mac goes to his house and sleeps. The rest of the friends are drinking palm juice. Then one of them asks, "Why did that shop auntie tell us to look at Nok from between our 2 legs? Shin said, "My grandmother used to tell me when I was a child that if you look at someone in between our 2 legs, you can tell if they are a demon or a human being. But none of them believed that and asked Nock to go and bring anything to eat. With that, Shin gets scared and goes to P Mac's house on the boat. When he goes there, the whole house is badly damaged and covered with dust. Scared by that, Shin calls P Mac from a distance, but no one comes out. Meanwhile, a guava is fallen outside. A long arm comes out of the P Mac's house and takes that inside. Seeing this, Shin gets scared and runs away. Later he tells the same thing to his friends. They take it lightly saying, "You are drinking palm juice, that's why that beautiful girl looks like a ghost to you." Just then, Auntie's dead body seen in the shop floats in the nearby canal, but none of them saw it. Next day at dawn, all of P Mac's friends are also helping to repair his house. Meanwhile, Terrace goes inside the house to fetch the machete. As he climbs the stairs, the whole house looks like it's in bad shape, just like same Shin said. Terrified, Ter sees Nock in the kitchen from between his legs to see if he is a ghost. He looks like a normal person. Then Terrace comes downstairs and scolds Shin. "Are you scaring me by lying to me?" Later Terrace goes a little further from the house for the toilet. A ring appears glowing in the dirt, and when Ter sees what it is, he sees a corpse. With that, Ter runs away in fear, knocking over a honey pot in a tree on the way. With it those bees sting Ter's whole face. Ter came home and saw the same ring on Nock's hand. With that, Ter wants to tell everyone that Nock is indeed a ghost. But he can't say anything because his whole face is stung by bees. He quickly goes and writes on a piece of paper that he is a demon and shows it to the others. Everyone who saw it trembled with fear. Then it starts raining. P Mac calls everyone inside. But out of fear no one goes inside and runs away saying they will come later. But Terrace and Shin keep trying to tell P Mac that his wife is a ghost, unable to leave him alone with the ghost. Suddenly Nock comes out and looks at them seriously. Meanwhile Auntie's son with two others on the other side of the canal tells you that Auntie is dead and Nock killed my mother as Nock is a ghost. Hearing that, they crossed the canal very fast and went to Ter and told him about it. With that, Ter doesn't tell P Mac that Nock is a ghost, for fear that it will kill us. Meanwhile Nock calls everyone inside the house for dinner. Everyone goes into the house scared. On entering there are dead leaves and worms on the table. Meanwhile P Mac says my wife cooks very well. He asks them to eat and puts all those items in front of them. Even though they don't like them, they eat them all, fearing Nock and saying it's very good. After the meal, the four run away seeing Nock while coming out of the house. P Mac also goes behind them to see what happened. Then their friends got scared and said, "Your wife is a ghost. Come with us. Let's go away from here." Then P Mac comes home very upset with his friends. Nock asks P Mac what happened there. P Mac says, "My friends say you're a ghost. Don't be afraid of anything. Even if you're a ghost, I like you. Because I can see you every day." So they say I love you to each other and go to the fair held in that town. They spend time there very happily. To save P Mac from the ghost, P Mac's friends take him into the forest with a cloth in his mouth. Then they get another idea. What it is the ring we saw on Nock's hand, P Mac and Nock's wedding ring. That means the ring should be on both hands. Since one ring is on Nock's hand, another ring must also be on P Mac's hand. If it wasn't for that, the corpse we saw behind the house would definitely be P Mac's. If P Mac's hand is untied, the ring will not be there. Saying that let's do another test with it, they sprinkle the holy rice that they brought to find the devil on P Mac. Soon P Mac screams loudly. With that, everyone runs away saying that P Mac is a real ghost. Later the four of them come to know that Nock is not a demon, so they think let's save her and take her with them. Since Nock does not believe that P Mac is a ghost, they lie to Nock that they will go to P Mac and take her along with them. While going in the canal, they see P Mac. That makes everyone afraid of him. Then P Mac jumps into the canal saying, "I'm not a ghost. Save me." But he is having difficulty in swimming. They save P Mac, thinking that if he is really a ghost, he won't be bothered by not breathing in water. After that they all think, if none of us is a ghost, then who is the body behind the house? Meanwhile, Tyr is looking back with his head bent between his legs. I'll find out who's the devil among us. Then one after the other they put their faces aside. Nock will be the last one left. Suddenly seeing Nock enlarged, Nock looks like a ghost. Tyr sees it and shouts, "Nock is devil. Let's run away." Meanwhile Nock stretches out her arm and rests her hand on their shoulders. With that, everyone jumps into the canal and runs away. P-Mac cries that he will not leave her. P-Wack, meanwhile, hits P-Mac hard on the head, and when P-Mac falls down, he picks him up and goes to a sorcerer. Nock, who has turned into a ghost before this, also comes there. But because of the enchanted rope around, Nock cannot get inside and cries. Just then Shin accidentally falls on top of the mage in fear. He falls over the rope. As soon as the rope blows, Nock ties everyone with a rope and starts telling about himself. Nock and P-Mac are married, but within a few months P-Mac is forced to go to war against her will. At that time Nock is pregnant. But because of her love for P-Mac, she turns into a ghost and says that she is waiting for you along with child. Both Nock and her unborn child also die due to lack. Then P-Mac tells a truth that everyone there doesn't know. What that means is that on the day when P-Mac's friends run away in fear, doubt comes, and P-Mac also sees Nock with his head between his two legs. On the same day, P-Mac comes to know that Nock is a ghost. Later, Nock, who is behind the house, holds the dead body and cries profusely. But he said that out of love for her, he acted like he didn't know anything to keep her in front of her eyes. P-Mac's friends are shocked to hear that. P-Mac realizes her love for Nock and they also cry. P-Mac then told Nock, "Even if you are a ghost, you must be before my eyes until I die. I can love no one but you." Realizing the true love between them, their friends will also be happy. The movie ends showing P-Mac and Nock happy like this. This is how the movie ends. For such an interesting movie explanation, please subscribe to my channel and activate the bell next to it. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to like and comment. Thanks for watching. See you later in the video.